Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 999 of What's She Up To Now, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world. And the good, the bad, the ugly, what I'm working on, what's worked, what I'm doing, what I've done in the past, what I wish I had never done, but I learned a whole lot from, and the things that and the lessons that I've learned over the years. And there have been a lot of years, 47 years in different businesses and industries, and along with that, over a quarter century in corporate America, working for some of the coolest companies on the planet. And that gave me some really fun experiences to build on as I was building my businesses and as I've been going about my life from the offline to the online world. Given me a much different perspective, I think, than a lot of people online have. And I think that there's some incredible coolness and power to that. Well, today I'm talking about on the Get Up and Go Challenge, day 23 already of our 30 plus day challenge. And we're talking about the imagination station. Yesterday we talked about imaginary friends. Today, the imagination station. I'm kind of wondering what people are going to be thinking as I share some of these different tools. And both of these are ones, I've actually used the imagination station with my granddaughter. So maybe I've been hanging out with her too much. But that one I've used recently, and I use a lot more often than my imaginary friend. I actually hadn't visited with my imaginary friend George, the sea captain who lived in my closet, for decades. It's been a really long time. So it was a really fun exercise and a fun tool to pull out of my toolbox that I haven't used for a really long time. I think I replaced George once I learned more with the concept of the mastermind, with the concept of mentors, real life people mentors. And so I hadn't even remembered that until I started brainstorming the list of different tools that I've used throughout my life. And that list is, I think, 4 or 5 or 6 pages long already. And it's not even the tip of the iceberg of all of the different tools and techniques and strategies and things that I've learned throughout my life and throughout my career. So I thought, what a great list to start compiling of all the things I've tried, all the things that have worked. Some I totally flopped on, and I thought this was the biggest waste of time tool, and those haven't made it to the list. None of those that I tried and didn't like, and I didn't get any value out of. I didn't put any of those on the list. It's just the list of stuff that has worked for me and that I've gotten value and personal growth and development or success out of. And I haven't even thought about the business tools, business related tools and things that I've used. So I'm going to start working on and adding to that list, because I think it's a fun list to have, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I haven't kept it more up to date. I've always reached for and used different tools, but haven't reached back into the past of the tools that I've used that have worked. But today was imagination station. It's just when we can't physically go to a place where we feel like we're in a flow state and we're visualizing and looking for solutions and creatively coming up with things. We all have places like that. Where do we work best? Where do we feel best? Where are we the most comfortable? Where are we the most ourselves? We all have places like that physically, or have had, hopefully, at some point in our life. And we can't always physically go back to those places. There might be, a pandemic or something going on where we can't travel to those places, but we can always go there in our mind and in our imagination. I was one of those people that didn't think I visualized very well. When I first heard about and learned about visualization, I struggled with it. And it's one of my favorite tools now, but I still struggle a little bit with visualization. If somebody says, think of a pink elephant, I think of a pink elephant just like everyone else, which is proof that we all visualize, but we all can practice and get better and better and better at it. And I think visualization leads to intention. If we can clearly visualize what we want, we can create it in our lives. And so that's why it's a thing that I'm always continually improving and continually working on getting better at. It's just like meditation. Meditation is different for each of us, and I continually work and strive to get better at my personal practice of meditation and visualization. So imagination station is just a more concrete way of working on visualization. So we talked about that in the Get Up and Go Challenge today, because I chose 4 out of the 7 key areas of our life: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I'm going to show the graphic. It's my fancy graphic. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. I've done through the Get Up and Go Challenge, we did a physical example of the SOAP framework. The SOAP framework is the framework that we use to guarantee we're going to get better results after any change or challenge than before that challenge. So I did a physical example, I did a financial example last week, and yesterday I started a relationship example. And that's where I came up with George, the imaginary friend, because it is an area for me personally that, and I could have picked, there's all kinds of different relationships, right? We have relationships with in almost every area and aspect of our life. But I picked the fact that I'm and haven't been and am closed off to having another personal relationship. Got divorced a few years ago, and I just decided, hey, I'm done. I'm too old. I'm not going to bother with this. I am just going to focus on me and do my own thing and be happy as I am, which I am. I'm totally happy. But it's an area where I have just cut myself off and been very close to it. And as part of my last time through this model, I was doing my relationship with myself. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to do relationships with myself. I think I did getting help the first time that I actually worked through the SELF framework with this. And then, so getting help on a business type level, working on my relationship with myself last time. And then this time I'm like, all right, what is the hardest area, the one I'm ignoring the most and I'm resisting the most? And it is in the area of having a personal relationship. And, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that looks like for me. So since I was totally closed to it, I want to go from closed to open, because I want to be able and be open to the possibility of having a significant other relationship in my life. So how do I get from here to there? And I find visualization and imagination are really what I need to hone in so that I create what I want this time and not what I don't want. And I even caught myself when I was talking to George, giving the excuses, giving the reasons why I am not interested and why I don't feel like being bothered. And your imaginary friend, you, which is you, right? Your imaginary friend is always a version of you, said, yeah, I call BS. And it is BS, right? So it's a really hard area for me to address, but I want to show that we can use it for anything, any area, any aspect of our life, even the ones that we resist personally. So started working through that one. And today's tool is visualization and the imagination station. It's one that's so difficult, I need to attack it with 2 tools. So that's the get up and go challenge for today. Supersize your business. Our business idiom. I like to share an idiom every day. I started doing it when I was moving as a fun way to keep in touch with my audience, but then I kind of got hooked on it personally, and I really like doing it. It's fun to take an expression or an idiom and apply it to our businesses, to our business and to our life. And so today's was to bug someone, to bother, annoy, bug, or to literally bug somebody's phone and listen in on their conversation. I guess that would be eavesdropping, right? So that was our idiom today. And it's really funny because I grew up with this story about my parents and my dad did something that irritated my mom. And so he called her up and he said, okay, now that I got your goat, what do I feed it? Because that was his way of breaking the ice and saying, yeah, I know I screwed up. How can I make it up to you? So we grew up hearing, get your goat, bug someone, pestering, quit picking on me. She's looking at me. Who doesn't have siblings that has actually done or said, she's looking at me, he's looking at me. Even my kids did that growing up. And so it's just funny. It's easy. The people that we know the most, the people that we're closest to, the people we have the closest associations with, are the easiest to annoy and bother. And we're the hardest on those people too. We're hardest on the people that we're in close proximity with and close relationships with. We will, tell it right to their face when they irritate us, that in other situations it wouldn't even bother us. If somebody was doing the same thing that the person that is irritating or bugging us is doing in a different setting, we would never even notice, much less say anything. But when it's, I think we're seeing a lot of that in COVID. We're so close to the people we love and care about, and we're in such close proximity. Things that never bothered us before, we never really spent enough time together to notice, can annoy and bother and pester us. So that was the Supersize Your Business. Fun challenge today was about stars and dreaming. So that kind of ties into our visualization and imagination as well. So that's what I'm working on. Also doing and participating in 3 kind of partially. I'm not 100%. I'm not all in on any of them, but just auditing and watching different challenges in different classes. 2 of them are actually on influence, which I find interesting that they're on influence. And I didn't even think about that till right now. Oh, wow. 2 of these are actually on influence. And they're totally different formats. One is a one-woman show who I love. Heather Havenwood. She used to be the Sexy Boss, but now she's the Uncaged something. She's rebranding. which is something I need to do, which is why I started watching it in the first place. Plus, I love her, and I love her energy. I love what she does. So, watching that one. The other one is a Brendan Burchard, more of a summit style interviewing. He's interviewing different people, again, influencers, and that's more of a global personal development, lessons learned kind of thing, which is, kind of right up my alley as well. And then I can't remember what's the other one I'm doing. I don't remember. There's another one I'm kind of auditing and listening in on too. And some of them are workshops, some of them are 2-day workshops, some of them are live events, some of them are summit style, some of them are challenges. But I'm always kind of keeping my nose to the grindstone, my ear to the wire, and listening in on it and auditing and paying attention to what's going on out there. Not to, I guess, just to learn and grow and develop and evolve just like everybody else. That's kind of my thing, continuous improvement. That's it. That is our update for today, day 999. Now, tomorrow's day 1000. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it, but 1,000 days is definitely worth celebrating. It's definitely a milestone. So I need to think of something fun or some way to reward myself for actually going live for 1,000 episodes. That's pretty, it's pretty cool, I think. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. If you want to get involved and learn more about soap, Get Up and Go Challenge, Get Up and Go Challenge page, free Facebook group, free Facebook page. Go and watch. All of my information is up there. I don't put it up and take it down, put it up and take it down. When I first learned about marketing online, I did do some of that. I created membership sites for things and did that. And I know how irritating it is to miss something or want to go back and listen to it, and you can't get at it unless you pay $1,000. And I'm like, I hate that, so I'm not going to do that, especially during the COVID pandemic. Everything that I do with the Get Up and Go Challenge, all of the past ones, there's 6 units in there now. There's 4. This is the 4th 30-plus day challenge. And there's 2 big units about different life lessons and different things that I've learned over my 60 years here on the planet. Most of them the really, really hard way. So if you can listen to or watch a video and I can save one person from not having to experience some of the nonsense I've experienced in my life, then it's worth all the effort putting. It's not a lot of effort. I love doing this. It's actually fun for me. Most people wouldn't say that, but it's gotten to the point where it's gone from being super duper scary and I was petrified to do it to, hey, I just start talking and sharing on the camera what I've learned. All right. That's it. Have an awesome day. If I can help you, hit me up with questions in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.